My adjournment matter is for the Minister for Local Government. Will Ms Horne ensure that her department operates as a model litigant and overhaul her department's Councilor Code of Conduct regime by 1. Relinquishing control of the process to an independent agency like the Inspectorate, 2. Ensuring that councillors are provided with indemnity against lawsuits, and 3. Withdrawing her plans to force the lowest paid, lowest level of elected government representatives to lodge their privately funded Code of Conduct appeals in the Supreme Court, the highest, most expensive court in the country, instead of VCAT. Currently, the Councilor Code of Conduct system incentivises systematic misuse of the arbitration process because it denies natural justice, has no proper rules of evidence, and arbiters, for whom I understand there is no actual job description, are pre-selected by the Department of Jobs and Precincts and appointed by Minister Horne's own department. The conflicts of interest are glaring, and therefore it is not surprising that the rulings coming out of them vary wildly and, to many of us lay people, appear politically biased. Cases like Councillor Jasmine Hill at Wyndham, suspended for months despite no concrete evidence of the claims made against her ever having even been produced. Councillor Susan Bissinger at Mornington Peninsula, where the CEO publicly announced that she'd been banned from talking to council staff and then refused to ever tell her why, and when she made a guess publicly as to why, she was suspended. Former Councillor Stephen Hughes from Frankston Council, who was suspended on the basis that he made negative comments about the performance of council. I would have thought that was his job. Councillor Daria Callender from Hobsons Bay, suspended for explaining in an internal email to councillors that she felt uncomfortable participating in a closed-door meeting that she thought would unduly influence the outcome of the mayoral vote, a la Operation Sandon. And yet at that same council, then Mayor Tony Briffa was declared guilty of misconduct for naming and defaming me, as it happens, as a far-right bigot and Nazi affiliate on the basis of commentary from people in this building, I might add, and yet she received no sanction at all and was not even required to apologise or take it down. Councillor Melissa Ferguson at Latrobe City Council was forced to make a ridiculous apology simply for asking questions about where public bushfire recovery funds had gone, and suspended and forced to apologise for retweeting a post about concerns of a person now being investigated for pedosadism. Oscar Yildiz from Marybeck, publicly vilified by some of his own fellow councillors to the point of death threats, and yet nothing has happened to them. Councillor Tarkos and Kerr at Brimbank denied any chance at mediation before being served with an incredibly long list of complaints. And don't forget that because these rulings are not only unfair, but they are ultimately public, the psychological distress is ridiculous. End this reign of terror.